What if I told you that happiness isn't something you're born with? It's something you build. Right now, inside your skull, there are billions of tiny neurons, little messengers, firing signals back and forth like a crazy busy highway. And here's the wild part. Every single thing you do, every habit you repeat, every thought you feed your brain is literally reshaping that highway. Scientists call it neuroplasticity, and it means your brain is not fixed. It is not stuck. It is not just the way it is. It can change. You can change it. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you 3 habits that have been scientifically proven to physically rewire your brain for more happiness. Not someday, not after years of therapy, but starting today. And listen, stick around for the 3rd habit, because it's the one most people completely overlook. And honestly, it might be the most powerful one of all. If you skip it, you're leaving the biggest piece of the puzzle on the floor. So don't touch that skip button. Let's get into it. Setup. What rewiring actually means. Okay, before we jump in, let's get one thing straight, because this changes everything. For the longest time, scientists believed that once your brain was fully developed, that was it. Done. Locked in. Like a finished building. No more construction allowed. But then research blew that idea out of the water. Your brain is more like wet clay. It keeps molding and reshaping itself based on what you do repeatedly. Every time you practice a habit, neurons fire together. And when neurons fire together long enough, they wire together, permanently. So the happiness you feel, or don't feel, right now, it's the result of wiring that was built over years of habits, experiences, and patterns. The incredible news: you can build new wiring. Starting with these 3 habits. After watching this video, you'll know exactly what to do and why it works, so you can start reprogramming your brain for a happier, more positive life. No fluff, just real science backed by real stories. Ready? Let's go. Habit 1. Gratitude practice. Train your brain to hunt for good habit. Number 1. Gratitude. Now hold on. Before you roll your eyes and say, "Oh great, another gratitude lecture," hear me out. Because most people are doing this wrong, and that's why it doesn't work for them. Here's a quick story. Meet Sarah. Sarah was a high-achieving marketing manager who had, by all accounts, a pretty great life. Good job, supportive family, nice apartment. But every single morning she woke up feeling flat, kind of anxious, like something was always slightly wrong. She tried gratitude journals. She'd write, "I'm grateful for my coffee," and close the notebook feeling absolutely nothing. Sound familiar? Here's what Sarah didn't know. Gratitude only rewires your brain when you actually feel it, not just when you write the words. Neuroscientist Dr. Rick Hansen explains it like this. Your brain has what he calls a negativity bias. It was designed by evolution to scan for threats, problems, and dangers. That was great when we were running from lions. It is not great when you're just trying to enjoy a Tuesday. But here's the hack. When you take a moment, a real moment, to sit with something good, to actually feel the warmth of it in your chest, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, 2 of the most powerful happiness chemicals it produces. Do that repeatedly, your brain starts building new neural pathways, ones that are literally wired to notice the good stuff automatically. A study from the University of California found that people who wrote detailed gratitude letters and reflected on them showed increased activity in the medial prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain linked to positive emotion and empathy, for weeks afterward. So here's what to do differently. Every night, pick one thing you're genuinely grateful for. Not a list, just one. Close your eyes, replay it like a movie. Let yourself feel it for at least 20 to 30 seconds. That's the window where the rewiring actually happens. Small habit, massive results. That's habit 1. Habit 2, exercise, the brain's natural antidepressant. All right, habit 2 might surprise you, because it's not about your mind at all. It's about your body. Specifically, it's about movement. Exercise is, without exaggeration, one of the most powerful things you can do to physically rewire your brain for happiness. And no, You don't need to become a gym obsessive to get the benefits. Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus was 34, working from home, spending most of his day at a desk. He wasn't depressed exactly, but he felt foggy, unmotivated, and emotionally kind of numb. He figured it was just adulthood, just the grind. Then his doctor suggested something simple: a 20-minute walk every single day. No treadmill, no gym membership, just walking. 6 weeks later, Marcus described it as getting his brain back. Here's why. When you exercise, even moderately, your brain releases a protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Scientists actually call it miracle grow for the brain. It literally stimulates the growth of new brain cells, especially in the hippocampus, the region responsible for mood, memory, and emotional regulation. On top of that, exercise floods your system with endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, the same chemicals that antidepressants are designed to boost. Except exercise has zero side effects and costs you nothing. A landmark Harvard study found that 30 minutes of aerobic exercise done 3 times a week was as effective as antidepressant medication for reducing symptoms of depression in many patients. Let that sink in. Movement, as powerful as medicine. The key is consistency, not intensity. A 20-minute walk counts, a bike ride counts, dancing in your kitchen counts. Your brain doesn't care how you move, it just wants you to move. So starting this week, pick a form of movement you actually enjoy and commit to doing it at least 3 times. That's all. 3 times this week. Watch what happens to your mood, your energy, and your outlook. That's habit 2. Habit 3, deliberate kindness, the secret weapon. Most people ignore. Okay, this is the one I told you not to miss. Habit 3, deliberate kindness, and I know what you're thinking. Kindness? Really? That's the big secret? Yes. And here's why it's so different from what you think. Most people think of kindness as something you do for other people, a nice thing you do when you're already in a good mood. But neuroscience has flipped this completely on its head. Performing acts of kindness doesn't just benefit the receiver, it creates a measurable, physical shift in the brain chemistry of the giver. Here's a story that'll stick with you. A woman named Elena was going through one of the hardest years of her life: divorce, financial stress, isolation. She felt completely depleted. A therapist gave her an unusual challenge. Every day for 2 weeks, do one intentional act of kindness for a stranger. Not a big one. Buy someone's coffee, hold a door, and actually smile. Leave a genuine compliment for a coworker. By the end of week 1, Elena said something surprising. I don't know why, but I feel like myself again. Here's the science behind that feeling. When you do something kind for someone else, your brain releases oxytocin, often called the love hormone, which lowers stress and anxiety. It releases serotonin in both the person giving and receiving the kindness. And here's the best part. Even people who just witness an act of kindness get a chemical boost. Researchers call this elevation. But the reason this habit is so powerful for rewiring your brain is this. It breaks the loop of self-focused negative thinking. When you're depressed, anxious, or unhappy, your brain gets trapped in a loop, replaying your own problems, your own failures, your own fears. Deliberate kindness forcibly redirects that loop outward. It interrupts the pattern. Dr. Sonia Lubomirsky, one of the world's leading happiness researchers, found that performing 5 acts of kindness in a single day produced significant boosts in happiness that lasted for weeks, even when the acts were small. The word deliberate matters here. This isn't about being a generally nice person. It's about consciously choosing one specific act of kindness per day, doing it with intention, and noticing how it makes you feel afterward. That noticing part is key. It's what locks in the neural pathway. So tomorrow morning, decide, what's my one kind act today? And then do it. And feel it. That's the habit. So here's where we land. 3 habits. 3 scientifically backed practices that don't require money, special equipment, or hours of your day. Number 1, gratitude, not the hollow kind. The kind you actually feel for 30 seconds before bed. Number 2, movement, 3 times a week, any form you enjoy. Let your brain's chemistry do the work. Number 3, deliberate kindness. One intentional act per day. The habit most people never try, and the one that can change everything. Here's the truth about happiness that nobody really teaches you. It's not a destination. It's not something you find. It is something you build. One habit, one neural pathway, one firing neuron at a time. You now know something that most people will never know. You understand that your brain is not fixed, that your happiness is not predetermined, that you have the ability, right now, today, to start laying the foundation for a mind that naturally leans toward joy. The only question is, will you start? Pick one of these habits. Just one. Start tomorrow. Give it 2 weeks of real effort, and I promise you, you will feel the shift. Because your brain is ready to change. It's always been ready. Now you are too. Now,